Hello Basement Dwellers, and in today's video, we will be talking about the Inquisition. And a few things to note about the channel before we go on. I am starting a new series that will end at Halloween. This series, I will be going over the 7 most terrifying factions in my opinion. And to start out this event, I have chosen the Inquisition because, in particular, I have chosen one of their 3 major orders, Ordo Hereticus. And just to note, if you can guess what will be the next faction I cover, that is the most terrifying in my opinion, I'll give you a shout out. So if you go to my comments right now and you type in what do I think, or what you think the next terrifying faction I will cover is, I will give you a shout out and show your comment. And of course, I will pin your comment after I release the next video. Like, for example, if for whatever reason I were to pick the Imperial Guard and make an Imperial Guard video and you were to list, the Imperial Guard down in the comments, I would obviously, give you a shout out and all that goodness. So, why, out of all of the god-awful, horrific, disgusting, terrifying factions in all of 40k, have I picked the Inquisition, Ordo Hereticus? And I think this is a great time to go over some of the best quotes in 40k. Innocence proves nothing, 'cause you are guilty of wasting my time. My patience is limited, unlike my authority. Now, before I get into exactly why I absolutely am terrified of Ordo Hereticus, let's cover the Inquisition in general. So, for all newcomers, I'm imagining there's a lot of you because of that new Space Marine 2 game. Let's just cover the basics of the Inquisition so you know more what I'm talking about. So, the Inquisition has thousands of small orders and thousands of just random Inquisitors kind of doing their own thing. But their 3 big branches are, of course, Ordo Hereticus, which have the militant arm known as the Sisters of Battle. And then you have the Ordo Xenos, which have the Death Watch. I did a video about justifying the most racist man in 40k. Please check it out. It's the Chapter Master of Death Watch. And then you have Ordo Malleus, the Demon Hunters. Now, Ordo Hereticus mostly focus on, chaos, cults, and, stuff like that, while Ordo Malleus actually, fight the big boy demons. And the Inquisition was founded by Malcador Sigillite, the Emperor Mankind's friend, during the tail end of the Horus Heresy, and after the Emperor was entrapped on the Golden Throne and Malcador got turned to dust, the Inquisition pretty much became the shadow government. And the original purpose was only hunting chaos, but after some orcs clapped everyone's cheeks, that's why they devoted so many Inquisitors to hunting various Xenothreats. Now, there's so many different small orders, like, Ordo Chronos, and, literally thousands of other smaller orders, but these are the big 3. They're the ones that have the Chamber Militants. Pretty much their own personal army. Now, keep in mind, Inquisitors have their own personal armies, but I mean, like, super soldiers level, personal armies. Now, again, Inquisitors have so much power that they could go up to any chapter or any military or any ship and be like, mine now, let's do this. But at the same time, that can be quite hard because an Ultramarine chapter who are currently, just fighting and holding back the line against some random threat, although on paper, an Inquisitor does outrank even Space Marine chapter masters, there is a bit of a size difference, and although Inquisitors are incredibly powerful, they do tend to go missing at times. But still, even as a Space Marine chapter master, it is best to listen to an Inquisitor, because you don't want to end up like the Celestial Lions. The Celestial Lions are an almost extinct chapter of Space Marines that dare disagree with the Inquisition, that during multiple wars were fed false intel, had orcs given intel about them, and had quote-unquote orc snipers, which were actually just assassins set by the Inquisition to shoot them, which many Celestial Lions fell to this, and are still being hunted down by Celestial Lions. Not to mention, they'll just make stuff up about you, reputation, like vast swarms of the Imperium believe the Celestial Lions are freaking baby killers and just degenerates and cannibals, and just they're corrupted by chaos, they're traitors, they're disgusting, they're spies, they kill random people, they've killed trillions of people, they're worse than Horus. They will ruin your good name if you get on their bad side. Right? So, the only people who are above Inquisitors are the High Lords of Terror. Right? Even Custodians, on paper, are below Inquisitors. Now, in the past, many Inquisitors tried to balance on Custodians, and the Custodians just kind of ignored them. And although Inquisitors are very arrogant, they saw the writing on the wall and they just gave up. So yeah, Inquisitors have a nearly ungodly amount of power and have the power to exterminate planets. Unlimited planets, mind you. Such as Inquisitor Quitman, who was a member of Order Xenos, who had the bright idea to wait for Tyranids to land on a planet, fully invade, fully devote a force, and then exterminate it, wiping them out. And then led them to a kill zone where he simply wiped out all the planets in front of them, behind them, left, right, and center, so they would starve to death. Directed orc wars to Tyranid hive fleets and killed trillions of people by all those exterminatuses. So yeah, Inquisitors have unlimited power. Now yes, he was pretty much kicked out of the Inquisition, but he's still doing his thing, because no one, and I mean no one, is actually going to kick him out. On paper, he's kicked out, but he is still exterminating planets as we speak. Although he has slowed down a teensy bit. Because, I mean, Inquisitors are powerful, but if you exterminate Terra, you're gonna die. And there's only so many numberless civilians you can kill before someone gets mildly annoyed. Random side tangent. I know I'm going on a side tangent. Well, this is kind of like Inception, because this is a side tangent inside of a side tangent inside of a side tangent inside of a side tangent. I am not editing out my stutter. I really hope Inquisitor Quitman is inside Space Marine 2. I really hope Inquisitor Quitman's in Space Marine 2. He is so charismatic. He's so goofy. He's so crazy. I want to see him. He's so batshit fucking insane. And so funny at the same time. I want to see him. I want to see him interact with Captain Titus. Oh god, that'd be so funny. Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Oh, by the way, if he is in Space Marine 2, I probably know by now, because this is being recorded way in advance. This is being recorded very much in advance. I'm gonna have one very busy Halloween, so I'm recording a good chunk of this series before even October rolls around. So let's get into it. Why, out of all of these, horrific things, is Inquisitors, especially, now keep in mind, Inquisitors can, do all their jobs, so, like, a Order Xenos Inquisitor can investigate demons and pretty much pick up the job of a Order Hereticus Inquisitor, but for this, I'm just going to be referring to them as Order Hereticus, even though all Inquisitors can do this, it's their main job. Imagine, for a second, you're in a random town on a large planet. A planet that has hive cities, farms, industrial complex, everything. A normal Imperial planet. And a single man lands on your planet. And in less than a day, witch hunts throughout the planet are happening. Thousands of people are being beaten to death, killed, burnt at the stake. All because a single man stepped on a planet. And he might not have even done anything. This Inquisitor might just had not even ordered these things. He might not have ordered you being burnt to death at a stake. This is not a good quote. I would rather an entire world burn than a single traitor live. So, an Inquisitor can burn down an entire planet because of a suspected traitor. An Inquisitor will kill you, your entire family, all of your friends, all of your friends' friends, all of your friends' family, because you looked a little odd. You twitched a little bit, so you might be working for chaos. You might be a part of some kind of chaos cult. So people, if people know, because again, many plants don't even know what Inquisitors are, or many plants don't know what the Orders are. Most planets probably wouldn't even know the Inquisitor land. And again, Inquisitors know how insane people can get when they actually know what they are and they land. So most of the time they will, pretend to be a normal dude. Inquisitor books are really good because it's a lot of spy and mystery as opposed to 40k Space Marine bolt gun. People will just start burning their neighbors. People just start burning their kids. People just start burning weirdos. Like, oh, that dude in the town looks a little odd. Oh, that dude in the town's always been a little weird. He's never been, as social. Kill all the introverts. They're weird. All because, I'm innocent. It's him, the cultist. Now, don't get me wrong. This is very rare. This has only happened a few times. Over 10,000 whole years, but still, it can happen. And again, it's not just your neighbors, it's the Inquisitor himself. Imagine an Inquisitor, you don't know the Inquisitor landed on your planet, right? You're just chilling, right? You're talking to someone randomly, you just stutter, or you pronounce corn on the cob wrong, and you say corn, the god of war. Not the god of war part, but you just say corn a little weirdly. You and your entire family are getting executed or investigated by this Inquisitor. And again, most of the time, they are pretending just to be normal people so they can get information, find these chaos cults. And imagine you're walking down the street and you just bump into someone. Absolute power corrupts absolute all. On paper, Inquisitors are supposed to be protecting the Imperium left, right, and center. But a lot of them are petty. And a lot of them spend more time with fueling their ego than they do protecting the Imperium. So you accidentally bump into this guy, you still say, oh, my bad. You're gonna disappear. Imagine you're just walking around and randomly an Inquisitor looks at you funny, says, this one. A group of men bag you, kidnap you, and force you into some kind of training camp to now be that Inquisitor's slave, servant, or soldier. They can recruit entire planets. They can kill entire planets. I'm not doing the best job at describing how terrifying these people are. Imagine you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time. They might possibly, perhaps, 1 out of a trillion chance, there might be some chaos taint here. By the way, that 1 in a trillion chance exists everywhere in the Imperium. And you're just walking around, just trying to have a good day. You're just getting some exercise. You're just on a walk. And an Inquisitor kidnaps you and tortures you in the most vile, despicable ways possible. We're not talking about something primitive like breaking your fingers or pulling teeth or pulling out fingernails. Although, if Inquisitor acolytes, pretty much Inquisitors in training doing it, they might do that because they haven't, learned all the big torture methods yet. But the most unhinged, diabolical torture methods happen. Like, we're talking worse than the Night Lords will happen for years on end. Keeping you alive, keeping you conscious, psychological tortures as much as physical, happening to you again and again and again. They will give you rejuvenation treatment so they can torture you longer for even the slightest possibility that you might have any knowledge on chaos. And 99.9999 times out of 10, it's just random people they found. Again, there are the memes of, Inquisitors, getting bored and exterminating your whole planet, but those are actually quite well. Most Inquisitors, you're never gonna know they're there. As I said earlier with that, example of, Inquisitor shows up, makes a big deal of it. People just start killing each other, trying to find cultists, because why else would the Inquisitor be here? 99.9 times out of 10, you'll never know if someone's an Inquisitor. They're probably not, because Inquisitor is royal, but that is terrifying. You say the wrong thing at the wrong time, you're going to be in the torture chamber for 100 years. And I do mean 100 years because they will have ways to keep you alive for that period of time. They will torture your kids, your mom, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your entire family, your friends, your colleagues, everything. All because you're at the wrong place at the wrong time. If something happened that might have been related to chaos, they don't have to prove that you did it. You have to prove to them that you didn't. And even then, you're still most likely going in that torture chamber. It is... The amount of people they will kill because there's a slight possibility one person's a agent of chaos or has been tainted by chaos is terrifying. They have eradicated entire guard regiments because they were exposed to chaos. Now, this definitely wasn't the strongest start to my 7 most terrifying factions in 40k series, but it is one that deeply terrifies me simply because these are people. They're not magic, they're not space marines, they're just normal people with unlimited power to do whatever they want to you, and a god complex like no other. I hope that I made a good point that the Ordo Hereticus and Inquisitors in general are truly terrifying. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you love Halloween just as much as I do, because these are just normal people who are terrifying, so this wasn't a super long or super detailed video. There are things in this galaxy that genuinely terrify me. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, do everything the Chaos Gods YouTube enjoy, and I will see you in the next video. Hey, post-editor Justin, for the love of God, watch West Hamill's video about the Inquisition, about Ordo Chronos.